All right, man. Let's talk about Dan Campbell and let's talk about what type of job he done through 3 games. 17 games this season. It used to be 16 games. I think at one point it used to be 10 to 12 games or whatever it may have been. But let's talk about Dan Campbell and the job he done. Now, mind me, I didn't watch nothing but the first half of the Baltimore Ravens game. Excuse me. And I also watched, the critical plays down the stretch. Now, one thing I can say about Dan Campbell is that he's just not a coach that's just going to be involved on one side of the ball because I believe he played an integral part. I believe he played an integral part in the defense getting put together. You do know like every play call and most of the decisions that go through a head coach, it goes through the head coach. Play calls, it's his decision to go for it on third and whatever the hell it is. So to me, do I think there's some improvement from Matt Patricia to him? Absolutely. I think there's some improvement. I think the players looked a little bit more excited. They looked a little bit more confident. But to be honest, he been right there through 3 games. Okay, 3 games that we thought they'd absolutely get slaughtered in. Okay, if it wasn't for it raining and Jared Goff not being able to hold on the ball, who knows what happened in Green Bay? The San Francisco game, they wouldn't have kept fighting for Matt Patricia like that. In the Baltimore game, ultimately, I think it was a combination of coaching costing them that game. I think it was coaching that cost them the game. He got the timeout to help Baltimore out. 4th and 19, they should have been blitzing. It wasn't 4th and 10 or 4th and 8, where Lamar could run for 10. You go ahead and you blitz and you make Lamar get the ball out of his hand quick or take a sack or fumble, and you keep a spy on him just in case he break out of there. So right there's been some coaching issues. Has there really been time management issues? I mean, other than the timeout he called, versus Baltimore, it ain't too many, situations where I could point to where he had clock management issues. In week by week, they having better and better game plans. Whether it's a good game plan they had versus San Francisco, until the turnovers happen, or and also the fourth down. Okay, people gonna point to the fourth down versus San Francisco. When Sewell got blew back into Jamal Williams. Okay, I like the play call. I like going for it on fourth down. I'm cool with it. But the fourth down they had versus Green Bay, when it was 4th and 1 and they threw the ball, when they tried to outsmart each other, I think a lot of people didn't like that. And I think people thought you should have put Swift or Jamal Williams back there and whammed it in. But you can point to the San Francisco game where they tried to yam it in with Williams and Sewell got beat. So you got to keep that in mind. I think they were trying to keep Green Bay off balance, but I mean, it is what it is. That was the turning point for the game. All right. And then you look at the Baltimore with him calling the timeout and, them making an adjustment from week 2 to week 3 defensively and having a great defensive game plan, having the balls to take Jamie Collins out of there. And also it was a gift that Trey Flowers couldn't play because he absolutely was atrocious. And you notice they took Trey Flowers out, they took Collins out, and Romeo Court got his first sack. That's not a coincidence. Even the safeties and the DBs played great versus Lamar Jackson because they had a great game plan. And they made the adjustment offensively in the second half. If it wasn't for a lethargic first half on the offense and giving up 2 big plays versus Baltimore, easily the Lions can at least be 2-1. Let's just say the Green Bay game got away from them. They could easily came back and beat San Francisco. They could have beat Green Bay the way Jared Goff played before it started raining. They should have beat Baltimore. So right now, there's been, you expect to be growing pains. The first time you play with a basketball, the first time you try to catch a football, did it go as perfect as it was? No, it's repetitious, and it's no different from the coaching. There's promise there. They done the most with less offensively. They got a rookie left tackle that's out of place. You got Matt Nelson who suck at tackle, and they're making it work. There's been more commitment to the run, even though we want to see more commitment to the run. He has in 3 weeks. He's fixed his defense. He's made a better adjustment in 3 weeks than Matt Patricia made in 2 or 3 seasons. So before you get to bashing him, he's also handling the media well. Not get there, but there have been improvements. There's been in-game adjustments versus San Francisco. There's been offensive in-game adjustments versus Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? Did they make the adjustment versus Green Bay? No. But then again, when Malefonte went out, you know, that's what broke the game open. The 4th and 1 in that, charges to the game. But there's been week by week improvement. And if he keep improving week by week, even if they keep losing and he keep making the right adjustments, I think they're going to be in the game. He don't have the talent to work with. If they had the talent, the Lions, if they had 10% or 15% more of the talent, had they had the receivers, had they been able to keep Kenny Galladay and move everybody down the chart, make Williams a 2, make Ahmad Ross or Quintez Cephas the slot, make the other one a 4. Think about it for a minute. This team might be 3-0. Like I said last year, had they kept Kenny Galladay, Matt Patricia probably still be here. They would have made the playoffs. I've been telling y'all that. It was a drastic difference when Galladay played. It was. But right now, early on, I seen enough to believe in Dan Campbell. And also how you handle the media. He's not melting down. We thought he might, succumb to the pressures of the media in Detroit because, you know, there's a beef between the media and the Detroit Lions, and he really ain't conforming to none of that. Now I say this. In the previous 2 losses, talent lost them games. All right. In this game, down the stretch, coaching lost this game by playing it conservative. You know, for somebody that went on 4th down more than we seen Detroit going the 4th downs early in games, he was very conservative with Jared Goff. He was very conservative with Jared Goff on that last possession before Baltimore won the game. He was very conservative. Okay? But you know what? He ain't making no excuses. He said he's going to call the league office about the clock, understandably. But you got to allow Jared Goff to go out there and pick up a first down and ice that game. Okay? You can't be aggressive on September and Sunday, and in December and October or September, or later in September, you don't want to be aggressive no more. But these are all things that he can grow from. And honestly, he ain't a bad head coach at all. Honestly, man, I think he's an upgrade from Matt Patricia. Not just the morale and people walking with a pep in their step. I mean, literally, Matt Patricia defense looked that bad on a week-to-week basis. Okay, he looked that bad on a week-to-week basis. And I thought the defense was just going to be that for the rest of the year. That was just my expectation. I like the defense going to be sorry as hell for the rest of the year. I'm pretty sure we all thought it, but he actually fixed it. I said, okay, Baltimore didn't have Rashad Bateman. He didn't have J.K. Dye, whatever. Still had Lamar Jackson. Didn't have a couple people in the defensive line. Cool. But Baltimore been getting ran over regardless. Ravens ran over him, you know. Really, Kansas City ran over him. So, you know, like I said before, had Williams and Justin Houston been in, it wouldn't have been no huge difference. We don't know what Rashad Bateman is yet, but them two, they've been getting ran over all season. So, like I said, he made an adjustment, okay? He made an adjustment, and I think the biggest adjustment they made was sending Jimmy Collins home. I think the biggest luck they got last Sunday was Trey Flowers getting injured. And them finding out that Trey Flowers, he can't stand up. No matter how much y'all talk shit in the comment section, say I'm hating on him. If you got him standing up, you're going to lose. We seen consistently with teams throw plays or throw passes or run towards Trey Flowers, and he look like a fish out of water. You know, and if he's going to if he's going to keep this defense going in the right direction, it's going to be keeping Trey Flowers out that lineup. That's what it's going to be. We're going to see how smart and how is he going to make the crucial decisions by sitting Trey Flowers down or making him a situational pass rusher or a situational defensive player. But overall, he ain't that bad. Let's keep it real. Overall, he ain't that bad. And think about it. You wasn't the best you ever was when you first learned to shoot the football. You wasn't that perfect when you learned to catch a football. When you learned to tackle, you wasn't that perfect. He's going to get better if we see it or don't see it. Yeah, but the only way he don't retain his job, if he do something that's homosexual or not homos, but he do something that's disrespecting homosexuality or he do something where, you know, some crimes going on at home, or, you know, he makes some type of comment that don't go over well, or he do some things off the field that get him in trouble. Okay. That's the only way he ain't gonna be back, or if he don't win a football game, which is the most likely of those scenarios of what we know so far. If he don't win a football game, then, you know, he probably can't be retained. And, you know, maybe not his fault, but they've been close. And, you know, this weekend, you know, hold on, this weekend is going to be their best opportunity. You know, this weekend, I mean, they could be sitting at 2-1 right now, literally. But this weekend is going to be their best opportunity. And if Dalvin Cook don't play next Sunday, that's going to be an opportunity. So, you know, they need to win a football game right now. And the sooner they win a football game, the sooner we can stop talking about them going winless. You know, but like I said, they got some winnable games. Chicago at Minnesota, Cincinnati at home. They can win those games. Since if Minnesota has been giving it up more than the escort on Saturday night. You know, even though they did end up beating Seattle last week, they was at home. And Seattle had a couple East Coast trips too. They almost beat Arizona, but look, 34 points, 27 points to the Bengals. So they've been giving up points. And I'm not surprised they beat Seattle, because Seattle, they run not off pass rush. They don't run off DBs. They run based on Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson can't have a bad game because nobody gonna pick Russell Wilson up. Chris Carson, I don't like him. So, like I said before with Dan Campbell, we'll see. I think right now, you know, without them winning, I give him a solid C+. I think he's done better defensively. Him and Aaron Glenn done better. Had made an adjustment before Matt Patricia made one in his tenure in Detroit. So let me know what you guys think. How long was Matt Patricia here? Hold on. It seemed like 2 years. How long was Patricia the head coach of the Detroit Lions? I mean, shit, I'm just glad it's over with. But he was 18. He was there for 3 seasons. I was right. So let me know what you guys think. That you check the Detroit Lions. So play us out. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Appreciate the love and support. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Best way to donate. Don't forget you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you have a business question, inquiry, sponsor, video quiz. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.